There's a lot of colors, I don't know where to go. See a lot of colors, only feeling blue. There's a lot of colors, lost within a haze. Don't rely on others to get you through the maze. The dreams are not the same for me. Standing by the shore while you're on the open sea, cannot take this anymore.
Hello and welcome. As you can see, we're in a beautiful bay, a really nice quiet bay for the Easter break.
We're the only boat. We've got one neighbour miles away.
Yeah, but and this bay is usually absolutely rammed with boats, so we are absolutely loving it. And the temperature is perfect. It's not too hot, not too cold. The boys went swimming yesterday. We've done lovely walks. So yeah, lots has been going on. We've got a little list, as always, prepared and organised. I've got your questions that I asked you for on Patreon and on Facebook, which is going to be really fun because we've got some interesting
good questions.
topics. Yeah, good topics. Oh yeah, and make sure you watch to the end because we have a little exciting announcement for you all.
Yes.
Some of you might have a bit of an idea from our social media what that's going to be about anyway.
Really? I've been really quiet about this. So have you?
Oh, I can't keep my mouth shut. I guess really we should start with, we've had a very different winter to what we normally would have on the boat. So in years gone by, we've either been completely marina based or we've been on anchor the entire winter. This time around, we really wanted to make a big focus on renovating Holly, bringing her, kind of like giving her a bit of an image overhaul, some love. Instead of staying on board and being amidst the absolute chaos that a renovation would be, we were very kindly given a place to stay at Villa Octavius, which is owned by Steve Clark Lenz. If anyone is ever looking for a holiday in the Lefkada area, he has the most incredible, magnificent villa, which is set high in the mountains in Nidri. It's away from all the craziness, but it's close enough to be able to get to it all. And so we stayed up there for probably like 40% of the time. And then we would commute to Holly Blue, which was half an hour away. For us, it was really manageable, the stress levels, because we had somewhere that we could retreat to.
We had friends who anchored in Vliho the whole winter as well.
Yeah.
They said it's done nothing but rain all winter.
We didn't really notice it.
We didn't really notice because a lot of the time we were in working online or the kids were doing their schooling, or the days it wasn't raining, we were actually going out on the boat. We have been out on the boat quite a bit as well.
That's true. We have had, when the weather's been fine, we've taken some gorgeous trips.
And we've missed the boat. So you stay on land for a week, you miss it. So as soon as you go back on the boat, you don't stay in the marina, you go off, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but the thing is, you're more exposed to the elements when you're in a boat. When you're in a house, you can have a storm blow over and you don't really even notice it if you're busy and you've got these big stone walls and everything. But when you're on a boat, you're so closely connected to nature that even high wind can affect you emotionally and make you a bit more stressed. So that, coupled with the fact the boat looked like a tool shed.
Well, that was the other thing. Like when I do work on board with all the family on board,
He takes over.
It literally, to just get to the tools, you have to lift all the sofa cushions up, and before you know it, it's chaos. So it was really good actually to just turn Holly into a bit of a tool shed.
Yeah.
You
like to spread out, don't you?
But a lot of the work has been like hidden underneath stuff, like wiring and plumbing and various other things where it's all kind of hidden.
And then what did we do then?
We took a road trip to Yanina.
Oh yes, so you guys will have seen from our last episode that we took a big road trip up to Yanina.
My birthday, did a bit of time in the snow, the caving, all that kind of thing. And
which we were going to mention actually for another point for liveaboards, is if you can take a patch of time off your boat where you completely detach from it for a few days, if not a couple of weeks, you will come back to your boat life refreshed, invigorated, ready to sail.
I think for us before, we had 18 months, 2 summers and a winter, 18 months of living on a boat. and then you kind of sometimes just need to step off and miss it a bit. And it does not take me long to miss it.
No.
Octavius is a really, really luxurious villa.
Yeah, like 4 bedroom.
Even after like 2 weeks, I was saying to Laura, like, I really missed the boat.
Yeah, you'll probably
So,
notice actually, I feel as though in that episode, when I watched it back, even though you had a great time, I could see that you weren't entirely in your element as well, even from the playback. I was like, he's having a good time, but this isn't Ross. I see it in you. The minute that Ross steps from land onto a boat, he becomes himself.
Yeah.
Not saying that he's a sailor and that, like, I'm not labeling him. I'm saying that I can see in his soul he is Ross, and I actually feel the same. Like we both did, didn't we? The minute we stepped on Holly Blue, it was like, I'm home.
Yeah.
And even when we were in that incredible villa and all these mod cons and stuff, there's a piece of you missing when you're not in your actual home. Whether you're a land person or you're a boat person, you know what that feels like. So. Yeah.
Okay, I've lost where we are now.
So have I. So then, after Ross's birthday, we knew that we had just a few weeks left before we'd be launching, as in like going off sailing, and we got a lift out. It's lift out day, and we've literally just had a phone call about 2 minutes ago to say that the boatyards are ready, and this is the current state of play. Ross is having breakfast.
Always the way.
Emma's watching TV. So we are anchored in Vliho today, and yeah, there is a boat going in the water at the moment. So we're anchored right opposite the boatyard that we're actually going into. Ross is starting the engine with his breakfast in his hands. Oh my gosh, we are so not organised for this at all. Always the way. Actually, I think sometimes the best days go when you don't organise too much, you know, don't get too stressed about it all, just kind of take it in your stride. And this is actually the first year that we've ever had a lift out where we haven't been in a big cradle in a marina. So we're actually going to be pulled out on a tractor, old school, West Country style. I don't think the weather gets much better for a lift out than this. Okay, I need to get downstairs, get all of our stuff together and organised to get off the boat, because we're actually staying in an apartment for the next week while Ross travels to the boatyard to do the work under the boat, and I'll probably be just kind of doing some aesthetic stuff inside. And then guys, we are sailing and we are free for the whole season. I can't wait. Can't wait to take you along for the ride as well, guys. Bye.
Basically, they took the boat out of the water on this like tractor and trailer setup. It's really cool, actually.
This is cool. We actually get to stay on board this time round while we get dragged by a tractor.
Go on now, be good, be fine, live your life, dream big, don't forget to be kind, live, it's your life. Rocks are meant to be picked up and thrown. New ideas can be pleasantly overgrown.
I can't believe we're on a boat moving that's out of the water up in the sky. It's just the weirdest thing ever. I feel like an absolute fish out of water right now. Oh, it's so weird.
And they plonked us right in front of Vliho Yacht Club's boats. So they were working on, I think, 10 or something.
Yeah.
And we were kind of in their way. So there was no like room for error or room for any extra time, which I did ask for about 3 times. It was strictly a week because we were in the way of all these other boats being launched.
You obviously pay a lot of money to be there. Sketchy, eh, Ross?
Really in good condition.
Really?
Yeah.
Not too bad. Oh yeah. Funny's not sure. Got to flake the anchor now, so I'm about to drop the anchor on. I did. Fuzzy house, he becomes
Ever since we arrived in Greece over 5 years ago now, we have been using SVB to supply us with marine products, equipment, and in this case, some premium anti-foul paint. It was actually Leros Marina who advised us to make the jump from non-compliant, discontinued anti-foul to a modern-day, more environmentally friendly anti-foul made by International. SVB supply a whole range from International, and we use the Micron 350. Despite a lot of sanding over the years, she has now got to the point where her hull needs sandblasting. Unfortunately, we did not have time for this on this lift out, so we made the best of the International range using epoxy primer on any patchy gel coat areas, followed by Primacon for tying in old areas of anti-foul.
Oh, hello.
Are you pleased to see me, or is it just a beer?
Pleased to see my nymph. And you. And the beer.
We then applied one coat of bright blue Micron 350 to act as a warning layer and to indicate when the anti-foul is wearing thin.
That's it. Good boy. Who's a clever boy? Yay! Well done, mate. I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. You're very clever.
To finish with the anti-foul, we applied 2.5 extra coats of navy Micron 350. The extra half was for around the waterline area for good measure. Considering the weather conditions that we had, I was amazed at how well everything finished up. If you have any works to carry out on your boat, why not check out SVB's website? It's so easy to navigate with the filters and the search features. They literally have thousands of marine related products to choose from. The delivery service is fast and efficient, and they also have an exclusive partnership with Bavaria Spare Parts, hence why they are our #1 go-to. And finally, if you enter the code HOLLYBLUE or click the link in the description box below, you will get a free gift with your first order.
Funnily enough, just before that, just to make it even more complicated with our own cats, we fostered a kitten called Zara, who was absolutely gorgeous. We found her on Kastos Island, and everybody on the island was saying,
She's gonna
can
die.
you take her? She's going to die. She's tiny. She's like the runt of the pack or whatever. And are you coming to say hello? Oh,
Now we've gone a thought, no.
Kastos is a very isolated island where they don't have any like sanctuaries or charities or vets at all, and so we couldn't just leave her.
It's the best of news. This little poppet here is coming on Holly Blue for a boat ride. She's going to go to the Ark Animal Sanctuary. Thank you so much, Charlie.
And Charlie from the Ark Animal Sanctuary in Lefkada, who is our point of contact that we mainly donate our care for the strays donations to. She said, yeah, sure, I could take her, bring her over, and we're always doing that. So we've done it. We did it once before last year as well, when we found a one-eyed cat. So she lived in Octavius in a bathroom at first when she was tiny, and then she gravitated to coming downstairs into the apartment with us when we moved down there. And then she came back on the boat for a bit, completely terrorised
She's
our cats.
literally absolutely ruined
She's mental.
our sofas.
Yeah, our sofas are wrecked.
They were not so good before, but they are.
They're definitely ready to be replaced. And she became she's a climbing cat, and actually now she lives on the mountains of the Jenny side of Lefkada. She fell in the sea about 100 times. So, and both of ours have rarely fallen in the sea. So that just goes to show that she was not going to be staying aboard, even though we loved her.
Also had a lot of work done on the engine. £3,000 spent on the engine.
Oh my god. There's supposed to be rubber in here.
And here,
Yeah.
and here, and here.
Wow.
Now this, look.
There's no protection. No. So this is the new damper, as you can see. All nice new rubber. This is very important. This will save your engine if you run over a rope or something, get the propeller caught. It's a bit like a clutch on your car, something that needs to be changed about halfway through the engine life.
Although it was fast and furious, I'll never do it in a week again.
We've had next to no time to do what we've done in the last 7 days, and now we've got next to no time to launch. It's just been this one big massive rush job, but sometimes it's good because it gets things done. It was almost the best thing that could have possibly happened. Ready to launch? If Ross has any like wiggle room, like a 1 day job will take Ross 3 days, because he'll start one job and see another one and go on to that and then go on to that one, and then like, and I'm pulling my hair out, but it was literally like watching you being tortured and watching you really stressed, but knowing deep down that if anything's going to get the job done and we can get back out on the water, that would do it, and it did. So
It was really weird.
We were launched on the back of a tractor. What a day. In a thunderstorm. It was absolutely hammering it down, but it was fun. I mean, they did a great job and they do it all the time. So we're moving. Oh my God. We're also in an absolute mess. Boys are still set up for school though, so we managed to get them to their first lesson on time. So there's a win there.
What a crazy week.
Really there. Okay, cat number 1 is there. I think cat number 2 is in here. Let's have a look. There you are, Samangita. Always in a hidey hole. Put you back. Oh man, back in our element. Even if it is a state. It's good to be back on the boat, isn't it?
Yeah. There's no place like home.
I think it's time for me to go burn all bridges.
It's really nice to have the boat all done and like nice and clean. Like suddenly we've got no like undergrowth on the boat, and as we're motoring along, the engine's super smooth now because all the work's done there. And
Yeah.
it's just a nice feeling when your boat is all lovely, you know?
Clean and fresh. So, first question, might as well just go straight in there with it. How often do you go in the bath?
Whoa.
You can start.
As much as possible. So it literally really depends on where we are. Not every year is the same, but obviously if we've got like tons of boats around us, we have to be respectful and not do it. But we don't really like that, and we tend to try and pick places where we can go in the bath. I personally think it's nothing better. Laura, quite frankly, gets really cross when she can't. So
When we met, you used to have this thing that you used to do whenever we went to a high-rise hotel or just somewhere.
It's
Like,
my
do you remember
thing.
when we went to,
Oh, no, I can't believe you're bringing that up.
Australia and we went into that high-rise? We were like 56 floors up.
Q1 building?
I think so, yeah. And the first thing Ross does is march over to the windows, open the curtains in the nude, just stand there like he's king of the castle kind of thing. So yeah, yours is a.
It is a
more
thing
of
I do
like-
in hotels. I do it everywhere, actually.
And when he says I get cross, I don't so much get cross because I'm like, oh, I can't be this nude person. It's because I get really hot. Okay, there's 2 reasons why I like swimming nude, and it's because number 1, when you are absolutely roasting hot in Greece in the middle of summer, everything feels like it's cutting into your skin. Like, I'm not very good with fabrics, I hate overheating, and when I'm down in the boat and I've cooked a meal and I'm dripping in sweat, everyone's eating, I'm like, you guys, you chow down, I'm going out, and I will literally run up the boat, strip everything off and just dive in the bag because you can. And what's the point in getting your clothes, your swimmers wrecked by seawater if you don't have to? Now, reason number 2 is, and I was saying this to you earlier on, wasn't I? When you are somewhere like, for example, Castos Island, which is completely isolated, off-grid, incredible scenery, you are so connected to nature. Swimming or being around on a beach or whatever with no clothes in is the most grounding, connected feeling you will get. You literally feel like you are part of your environment, and clothes just feel unnatural.
It's like therapy, isn't it?
Oh, it's
you
absolutely
get
amazing.
so re-energized. Unless you've done it. I mean, I'm sure you've all been skinny dipping.
Yeah.
But I mean, even not drunk, just when you've done it, you then don't ever not want to do it. It's
And not forgetting that when you're drunk, you lose your inhibitions, right?
and the reason you've got those inhibitions is because of society. We're
Exactly.
cut off from all that. So
Yeah.
if our inhibitions inhibitions are nearly gone.
We don't really have inhibitions. We have.
And this is why we get in trouble with YouTube sometimes.
Yeah. But actually, let me just say that
Rein
we
it
do
in.
have moral boundaries. So, for example, with the boys, I don't skinny dip in front of the boys. I don't walk around nude in front of the boys.
Now they're
because
older.
They're of an impressionable age.
Yeah, I think when they get like 5, it's fine. But
Yeah, but if they're downstairs schooling and we're sailing along and I've done my work for the day, I might go up on deck and strip off and lie in the sun and bask a bit. And because I know they're not going to come up and be like, oh, Mum, you know, they just don't. They just crack on with their stuff downstairs. So we are...
You tell them as well, and you go, look, by the way, I'm going for a naked swim.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to see that, then, you know,
Yeah.
don't come up right now.
We're respectful of them and their boundaries as humans. I do feel as though us showing that side of our life is important because I would like people to realise that you don't need to be uncomfortable in your skin. You don't get to midlife like I have without going through some personal physical traumas. I actually feel really proud of my body for getting this far, for being this strong. And so I want people to feel free in that way.
Inspired.
Yeah, and I think that showing that I'm free in that way, you know, as you age, you let go of many layers, don't you? Not just mentally, but also sort of physically. And you just get more you just don't care as much anymore, is probably the best thing to say.
It is also a bit of a European thing, I think. So I've not been to America before, so I don't know what it's like over there.
We do get more pushback
but where we are here, you see it a lot, you know. So
and usually it's not in quite such a flattering format as perhaps we portray. You know,
some people probably should.
Yeah, we've been in anchorages where there's like old guys bending over to hoik a sail up or something. You just, you see it all.
Rhino, you know?
Really do. But yeah, so in answer to everyone's questions, yes, as much as possible within reason. Number 2. Have you gotten most of your boat jobs completed so you can enjoy the warmer weather coming soon?
Yes and no. We've got a lot of the immediate jobs that needed to be done. So like I said, the hull, all the lifting out, that was all a lot of pressure to be done. Unfortunately, there is still a lot to do, but there's no gun to my head with it. Like all the top sides, all the deck kind of white gel coat areas, that all needs polishing, like cutting and polishing. But the boat's not going to sink. There's nothing stopping sailing. So
No.
the issue of that is getting around to it, isn't it? You know,
Yeah, and when you polish the decks, it becomes very slippery. You can't walk around on the white without coming across.
That's areas you shouldn't be walking on, you know.
Oh.
But no, I'm really happy with how she's looking. But yeah, there's a few more bits to do, but I'll probably space it out throughout May. I mean, it's ongoing all the time.
There is
It
one
never stops.
major thing that has not been done yet, which is literally my
There you
only
go.
bone of
Oh my
contention
God,
at
honestly.
the moment. Aircon. You know, I don't really mind about the aesthetics of things, but what I do care about is being able to have aircon this summer because, I mean, you guys probably know from last year, really, really struggled in the heat and our work productivity literally plummets. I mean, everyone knows what it feels like when you're in aircon. You feel like you've got your energy back.
So we are looking into that. If we don't get it done, then you just can't wear as much.
I cannot, yeah, but that's right for you, but it doesn't help our business. In fact, I'll just be moaning more, so I think you should get aircon, don't you?
So that is a job Laura keeps wanting me to do.
Yeah.
So
And if anyone has any recommendations, actually, because we haven't sourced a company yet that we want to work with for aircon, if you have aircon in your boat or you know of any systems yourselves, please do go ahead
Let
and
us know.
recommend them to us, and we'll check it out.
Question
Got about 1
3.
month until I start moaning. If you could transport Holly anywhere in the world to sail for a week, what would be your top 5 destinations?
What was that, for a week?
Yeah.
There's a big
Pick her up and put her
difference
anywhere.
between sailing somewhere for a week or living sailing.
Yeah.
So going there for a week, not in any particular order, definitely be the Whitsunday Islands. Love the Phuket side of Thailand. I probably would do the Bahamas. I'm really into the French Polynesia Islands.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd love to go and see some of those. I mean, there's loads there. I can't say one in particular, but it's difficult. There's New Zealand, there's Japan, there's... Okay, maybe something cold, like Norway.
Oh, you stole all of mine. We had this conversation earlier. He stole them all.
Actually,
literally.
all right, okay, you do Norway. There's
I'd
there's
love
the
to go.
Antarctic, which is the south one, isn't it? I think it's Seymour.
You wouldn't really want to
Listen, Seymour
like to go
Island.
there,
That
really?
would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, you can go there on your own.
But I don't think we
don't
would
do cold.
do so well with the cold for a long time.
No, but there are so many amazing places all around the world that we'd love to go to, and we are going to go outside of Greece at some point. I'm not going to tell you when, but it's going to happen. And I would really love to do the Great Loop in the US. Obviously, we can't do it on Holly Blue, but that would be a really cool thing to go down the Mississippi River and do like inland stuff. This is a really good question. Are the boys interested in learning about navigation and seamanship? They love responsibility. So you give them a responsibility job to do on the boat and they are there, they love to do it. However, we've largely focused on their schooling because we've always felt that that is the one thing we need to always be giving them. If you walk them around the boat, they would know exactly what everything is called and what it does, and they would know how to turn the boat on and drive it. They just don't know
And turn it off.
the major ins and outs of it yet.
There's a lot of like other parts of the boat which isn't really sailing or navigation related, but just like I tell Josh to turn the chart plotter on or the anchor switch or a seacock on and off. How he knows how to like turn all the seacocks off or shut them off. But really, we don't shove it down their throat because they live this life. It's kind of like an everyday thing. But when Noah, like the other day, says, "Dad, can I steer for a bit?" I let him. And I would like to try and get them on the ropes a bit more, like with sail trim and that kind of thing. And navigational side, really, I think they're not too young, but it does involve a lot of mathematics and stuff like that. And I think it will come like in a couple of years, like go through the theory of that more later or when they're interested.
Yeah, not only that, but they might not want to become sailors when they, I mean, for
They
the
might
most...
want to, live a normal, life.
I can see Josh like living in
the city.
Italy or somewhere like a city, a thriving, bustling city, and loving the food and the culture and the people and everything. He's very much a people person. Noah's probably more likely to live on a boat, but who knows, Like, we're not going to make them into sailors just because we chose to be sailors. We chose to be a family together, close together, spend more time together.
But they will leave as sailors, so we're not going to make them, but they'll always have that experience and
and tools. And they'll have a lot of life skills and tools.
Like you say, if they go into a different life, they might, have a different life, but then charter or something. They'll be able to do it fine.
Or they might go and work on some super yacht somewhere and make loads of money working on a super yacht just for a summer while they're teenagers.
Time will tell, but we tend to, whatever their strengths are or whatever they're into, we like go down that road and like try and help them with that.
Also, from a safety perspective, we have to teach them some of it, of course. So we know that that's really important. But if they can be whatever they want to be, and most of the time they just want to play Minecraft. Let's be real.
Or Roblox.
Let's be completely honest. They're boys, and we want to be completely honest about that. We love that about them, but we give them limited time, 2 hours a day.
But it is a great way for them to socialise. You should hear them chatting to their friends and stuff like that.
Bro. That's all I hear these days.
Yeah.
Bro. Okay, so... This is the burning question. The burning question. Oh, if I had €1 for every time I've been asked this on social media, we would have...
We'll be millionaires.
A super yacht.
Yeah.
Do I have an OnlyFans account? In short, no. In long, I don't think there is a long about it, really. No, I don't. We're not that way inclined. If you are, or if you're into that, that's cool. You go your way, you do you. But we, as you know, as our supporters and followers, we are trying to promote freedom.
I think
in an uninhibited life, an uninhibited way, and yes, we do take incredible scenic shots in a sort of nude art way, but none of it is sexualizing me or anything like that, because obviously he's behind the camera. But it does connect us as a couple. We love going and doing our photo shoots for our thumbnails and for our higher tier patrons.
I think I try and show like Laura, the beauty of Laura in these places in a tasteful way, like a kind of nude art, naturist kind of way, but also there's a line of what we are and are not happy with as a couple.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it really goes hand in hand with the beautiful scenery. I'm not particularly religious, but I kind of have this thing of like, what would Adam and Eve do in paradise?
That's what we're trying to get at.
Yeah, it's like that kind of that angle. It certainly isn't like porn or kind of the seedy sort of stuff. It's
And that's
tasteful stuff.
how we hope our thumbnails come across too. They're not supposed to be sexualizing me in any way, because we need to, we're married, you know. But one thing that's really lovely is that Ross and I, we have like 0 jealousy issues ever.
Or insecurities.
Or insecurities with each other. Like, we've always been incredibly free-spirited people who met and allowed each other to remain free-spirited.
We know where the boundaries are, but
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
for example, we were in the supermarket the other day and Laura was like, oh, he's hot.
No, I didn't say that. I said he's
You were
well
like, "Oh,
turned
hello."
out. I said he's
Okay.
well turned out,
Yeah.
is what I said.
And I'm like, who's this guy? And he's got like big muscles, he's younger, smoother skin, you know. And I just went over to the beer fridge, you know.
No, actually, I was trying to. What I was trying to say when I said that was, I was trying to get Ross to wear a shirt every now and again. You know, that's what I would never. You know, I wasn't interested. But what I'm saying is, we do this to each other. We tease each other a little bit, and it's never.
It's the same vice versa. If we see a hot girl walking down the beach in a bikini, and then like she accidentally drops something, bends over, and you go, "Oh, that was perfect timing, wasn't it?" And I'm like, yeah, it bloody was.
I have actually done that before. I do point out hot girls to Ross quite often.
You do?
Yeah.
Did you see that? I was like, no.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess we've gone on a tangent with that as well.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're saying is that anything that we do that's showing any skin in bikinis and all that business, it's really just to capture the essence of where we are.
I like being behind the camera, and
I'm sure you do.
You can imagine I really enjoy, you know, the filming and the whole experience, you know.
Yeah, we go off on a paddleboard, don't we? It's brilliant. We go off in the morning when it's flat calm. I obviously wouldn't leave the boat at all if there was a breath of wind, but when it's flat calm, we just go on a little paddleboard mission, see something awesome and go, let's do a little photo shoot. It's totally off the cuff. In fact, pretty much everything that we do is unplanned when it comes to filming. So when you see those photo shoots, guys, if you are a higher tier Patreon member, know that they were in the moment, feeling the vibe, loving the place, just like absolutely in our
Planning
element.
it doesn't work.
No.
It just
We've learnt that. We fight when we plan.
we do.
We do.
Can we say it now?
You can. No, I don't know. I don't know.
So we're selling our Highfield. Firstly,
if anyone wants to buy it, please do.
But the reason we're selling it is because we're getting a new tender, but it's a very, very posh one. So it's going to be a Grand 340N. If you go on websites, have a little look. This thing is going to fly. What it's going to do for us and our channel is enable us to really go and explore like around the islands.
Caves and other islands and places that you can't take a yacht. But also water sports, because it's got a ski pole on it. We're going to get into wake surfing, because both Ross and I were surfers back in the UK and I miss surfing so much. So we're going to do wake surfing, wakeboarding, more diving, so we can take this boat to awesome dive spots like in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the ocean and be very safe on it.
Just scout the areas more, because obviously Holly, she's slow and
you can't anchor on every island.
You can't just go driving into rocks and things.
And also it's for comfort level, like we're at the point now where the boys are a lot bigger, and we quite often, as you'll have seen in our previous episodes, we shoot across islands to go provisioning, and it can take us 15 minutes and it's brilliant. But this is going to enable us to do those kind of trips and stay in one spot on really remote islands, but be able to get food when we need it in like 5 times the speed and comfort level. Like, I've got a bad back, all right? I have though. My back is like wrecking from our tender. So in this boat, I'm gonna be able to sit next to Ross, chew his ear off, scream at him when he goes too fast, which I will do. And
what's been great about the partnership we've done with Grand is we've literally been able to build the boat.
Very cool company to work with.
They've allowed us to pick all the upholstery. It's gonna have like a bench seat, steering console with another seat next to that, and the bow seat, which is a bit like the Highfield, but it has a kind of wider bow step, so it has a nice backrest. So it only really takes 4, but it's very rare we have more than us on board anyway. But now everyone has a seat, and underneath all the seats there's loads of storage space. So all your stuff just goes down inside, it all has a place. Another really cool thing is it has a built-in fuel tank which takes 46 litres, I think. It's a lot of fuel, which goes right down in the middle of the hull, like underneath. You get a lot of kind of mid-weight down there. It's deep V, so it'll be softer in the chop.
Hopefully.
But it's still compact enough to kind of have on the side Holly Blue in ports and to tow and stuff like that.
And I can drive it. Yes, because it's got a centre console. I have tried, guys. I've tried so hard to drive that rib so many times, and it is like a rib. It slams on waves and it's fast. It's brilliant. Would recommend to any the Highfield to any liveaboard. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic boat. But for me to drive, honestly, going that way, pushing that way and going that way just does not compute. I don't know why, but it's been 7 years and I still can't get my head around it, and I've still nearly chopped things up trying to do it.
You just don't understand when you push the tiller to the left that you don't go left, you go right.
I just can't. It just doesn't compute. I'm like a fembot. My brain wants to blow up.
This would be more like driving a car.
Yeah, so this way, because we've got a steering wheel, I now can get to shore. If there was a problem with Ross, if he was really sick or something, and we needed to get to shore, or there was another kind of emergency, or even just because I would like to go and do the food shop without having to drag Ross away from his work, his editing or something, I can now have the freedom to go and do that myself. So I'm excited for that. And I guess this brings us up to what we're going to be doing this coming season and where.
I don't know if you guys know this, I don't think we've really made it that clear, but we have finished season 4 now. So and we're also up to date. We're going to do the northern part of the Ionian to start with. There's a lot of ground we haven't covered. So there's Antipaxos, Paxos, Corfu, the outer islands of Corfu, which they call the Canaries of Greece. The mainland, there's loads of places, Parga.
But we're looking for isolated places. We're looking for places with space to do a lot of water sports, because we now have the facility to do so. So we have the boat that's the right size for us. We have the tender, which can now accommodate our extras to our lifestyle, like water sports and everything. Now we're looking for areas of Greece where nobody goes, where the tourists don't even know it's there, and we can really soak it up, film it. Also, I
don't think you'll get from another sailing channel like quite so much in depth of an area. Like rather than sailing around the world, which we feel like a lot of people are doing, and they're doing it really quickly. It's a bit like almost flying through places. Whereas when Laura talks about walking, when you walk somewhere, you really take in and see a lot more than if you're running, you know? So that's kind of our ethos with our channel. We're trying to really show you in detail these places which get missed by almost everyone.
That's true, because not everybody wants to cross oceans and not everybody wants to leave Greece because they absolutely love it. And what we feel Greece has to offer, and the Mediterranean, is so much culture, history, stories, but also the ocean and the beautiful islands as well. So there's going to be a lot more of, like you would have seen in the last episode where we went to Metsovo and Yamina. You'll know there was a lot of voiceovering and showing the places and talking about the history, and so there's going to be a lot more of that in there. We want to give you lots of good content, interesting content. And if you do know anywhere in the Ionian north of Lefkada that is like what we're looking for, please do comment. Let us know, because we'd love to see that.
We've got some really ambitious ideas for season 5, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, and it's going to be a lot of fun. As we grow, the fun grows. So
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, and really pleased we managed to get this updated video done for you finally. And we will see you, I guess, in the next episode. Yes, thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Walk with me. Let's leave the past behind. Walk with me down the road. There's sunshine.